Come with me today and we've got a 2019 Jeep Compass which has got an absolute horrific vibration to the whole vehicle, and I've put it down to the dual mass flywheel. So we're going to be getting this gearbox off. First thing, as always, let's get the battery and the battery tray out of the way. Now, I am doing this job blindfolded because I've never done one on one of these Jeep Compasses before, but it looks no different to a bloody Vauxhall Vectra. Anyway, we've just disconnected the gear cables down the back there, got the battery tray out of the way. We just need to remove this intake pipe here because as we lower that engine down, we don't want it snapping or damaging anything. And then we need to jump in the car. Now we're in the car, we need to take the subframe off, so we're going to remove the lower steering column with a little pinch bolt at the bottom. And once you remove that joint, make sure that your steering wheel is locked. If it hasn't got a steering lock, get a seat belt and wrap it around the steering wheel, and that saves damaging all the steering squib. Now, before we take the vehicle in the air, we're just going to remove 2 bolts out of the gearbox mount, slacken that front one off so we can get that one from underneath. Let's get the vehicle up in the air and we can take the front wheels off. Now we've got the vehicle half raised, we need to clean the threads up on the anti-roll bar link, the tracker end, and we also need to remove the centre drive shaft nut. Now we've got the vehicle in the air, before we start taking the subframe off, we have to remove these like strut bars. But to do that, we've got to remove a piece of skirt off the bottom of the bumper. Then there's some bolts around the back here that you've got to undo, and then legs, pull in, just pull out. Now that we've got everything removed, ball joints, anti-roll bar links, tracker ends, engine mount, exhaust bracket, pretty much everything. We've got our transmission jack out and we're just going to lower the subframe down. And there you have it, just like that. That is one subframe off. Now look how much roomy we have got here. We're just going to get the dry shafts out now, drain the gearbox oil, put it into a nice little clean receptacle, and we can make a start off removing everything around the box. Now we're ready to get the gearbox out. We've got an apprentice holding the engine and a transmission jack holding the gearbox, and we just need to do now that bellows and bolt, and there's one at the top there where you can get through with a long ratchet. And there we have it, that is one gearbox out. As you can hear, that is absolutely shafted. Now it wasn't rattling in the car, it was just heavy vibration through the whole vehicle, and what's happened, the flywheels just broke up. Anyway, let's get it off. And there you have it, that is the old dual mass and the old clutch plate removed. And as you can see, we've got the brand new LU cable fitted. Right, let's get this dual mass on. Now that we've got the flywheel fitted back to the engine, we need to get it torqued up, and how I'm going to do it is a little Allen key through the bellows and bolts, and that'll literally lock in, I don't know if you can see, literally to the ring gear on the flywheel. And we can jump onto technical data, and we've got 110 newton meters. Get your torque wrench and then hopefully see if I can do it one-handed for you. That now will just hold that flywheel nice and solid for you. Perfect. Now let's move around to the clutch plate and pressure plate. Make sure that you're putting it the right way around, you don't want it the wrong way around. Get it aligned up, because if you don't, that gearbox will not be mounting up to that engine. As simple as that, really. Right, let's get it bolted up and get it torqued up to 25 newton meters. Now let's move around to the concentric slave, and it is a little bit fiddly to get out this one. Oh, there's the old one dropping on the floor. That plastic little grommet, as you can see, it sort of clips in there and clips into the bell housing, and it won't, you've got to like hook these little legs out for it to slide out. Anyway, let's get the brand new one fitted. And there you have it, that is now everything installed. The concentric slave, clutch plate, pressure plate and flywheel. I'm up against the clock on this one. I want to try and get it off the ramp for 5 o'clock, so I'm going to smash on through and see what happens. Well, we're getting there slowly. As you can see, we're on 4:15. Can I finish it off by 5 o'clock? I do not know. We've got to just drop it down now, anti-roll bar links, tracker ends, dry shaft nut. I've topped the gearbox oil up, yeah, pretty much on fire. And there we go, as far as we go, everything now is back together underneath the bonnet. Everything's connected, clutch is bled, battery's connected, and it is literally 5 to 5. All we have to do now is jump in the car, put the steering column back together, and we'll see if we can get it started. Actually, bang on 5 o'clock. Couldn't have timed that any better if I wanted to. If anybody's going to ask, this vehicle has done 49,000 miles. Before we start it, give a clutch pedal a little pumperoonie, make sure we've got no restrictions, and get on the key. Close the door. Take the handbrake off. There we go. We've got drive, and the vehicle now is nice and smooth. And there you have it. That is one clutch replacement on a 2019 Jeep Compass. The reason why we changed it was, again, because the dual mass flywheel had failed. It was causing the whole vehicle to vibrate. Anyway, I'm going to torque the wheels up now, take it down the road for a bit of a test drive, and we'll get it set.